And do remember their faces kasi sila po yung sisingilin nyo for your jacket. Bigyan ng jackets po ang mga winners. Can I have one of those jackets, RV?
Sure, Miss Ali.
Thank you. And those were my colleagues. Marami pong salamat sa ating game masters. Moving forward, our next speaker will discuss about the application process or the step-by-step guide on the registration and enrollment process of Sparta, and allow me to introduce her. And she earned her bachelor's degree in education, major in values education from the Philippine Normal University in 2016. She is currently pursuing a master's degree in clinical psychology at Polytechnic University of the Philippines. And she is both an educator and instructional design lead in Course Bank. And she's here with us again to explain the application process or the step-by-step guide on the registration and enrollment process for those interested to becoming a Sparta scholar. Friends and colleagues, I now give you the instructional design lead of Project Sparta from Course Bank, Miss Jacqueline Sangalang. Miss Jacqueline, good afternoon. Nice to see you again.
And good afternoon, Miss Eleanor. Thank you so much for the introduction. And good afternoon, everyone. So I am glad to share with you. By the way, welcome to Project Sparta, and I'm glad to share with you or to discuss with you the process on how to become a Sparta scholar. So let me just share with you my screen. Okay, so since Project Sparta will be entering a partnership with the Romblon State University, one of its early initiatives is to provide. Hello?
Medyo may maingay lang po, Miss Jacqueline. May we request also our online participants to kindly mute your audios? Thank you so much for your cooperation. Yes, Miss Jacqueline, go ahead.
I thought that was nine. Sorry. Okay, so again, one of its early initiatives is to provide a scholarship nomination to the students and to the faculty and to the staff member of the RSU system, together with the SUCs, LUCs, LGUs, and NGAs within MIMAROPA region. And there will be 500 scholarship slots that will be provided to RSU for scholarship nomination. So how does scholarship nomination works? It will start with the endorsement template that will be provided by the Sparta to RSU, and the RSU will be distributed to the partners and to the collaborators, and the collaborators may endorse learners as many as they can, as long as they can monitor the compliance of their endorsed scholars. And since this is a partnership between RSU and Sparta, the treatment for the allocation or the scholarship allocation will be through the RSU nomination. And another function of this endorsement template is to provide a progress report of the endorsed scholars. So the Sparta team will provide a monthly report to RSU that will be shared to the partners and collaborators in order to monitor the progress or the status of each scholars. Okay, so to give you a picture of the flow of the nomination, the first step is to collate all of the list of the scholars through the template that will be provided, and it will be sent to RSU. So it will be provided by the RSU collaborators to RSU, and then the RSU will be endorse these templates to the Project Sparta team, and then the Project Sparta team will be sending it to Course Bank in order for Course Bank to send the welcome email to the scholars. And this welcome email contains the information that are needed, especially the process and the links that you will need in order to complete your application process. So if you're not part of the MIMAROPA group, or if this nomination is not applicable on your end, we highly suggest to register at Course Bank directly, and then your application will be tagged under the general public category. So right now, allow me to discuss with you the process in creating your Course Bank account, your Sparta profile, and the documents that you need to submit in order to complete your application. So for step one, you need to create your account. So just go to coursebank.ph and then click log in or sign up. And then the page will direct you to the registration page where you need to enter your email address, your full name, your username, your password, and the other details that are indicated on the page. So for the email address, we highly suggest to use the username that you will enter to the template that was discussed earlier. So you will have only one email address for all your Sparta transactions. So once you have completed this registration page, kindly read the terms and services and and the honor code. And then you just need to tick the I agree to the terms of services and honor code of Course Bank, and then click create my Course Bank account. And the next step is to activate your account. So once you have submitted your application or your registration, the platform will automatically send you the activation link via email. So just visit your email address and then click the link provided, and then wait for your account to be activated, and then you're done creating your Course Bank account. So the next step is to applying for the scholarship. So it was already mentioned by Sir Nico earlier, the eligibility requirements that you need to have in order to apply for the scholarship. Number one, you must be a Filipino citizen. Number two, you must be permanently residing or currently based in the Philippines. Third, you must be at least a senior high school student with or without prior knowledge on data science. So to apply for the Sparta scholarship, just go to coursebank.ph and then click the Sparta profile tab. Sorry, the Sparta tab, and then just scroll down a bit and then click apply now. And then the page will direct you to the registrations registration page for Sparta scholarship. So as you can see, we have 5 steps for the registration. We have the step 1 for your eligibility requirements. You need also to complete your scholar profile, your education profile, your employment profile, and lastly, your training profile. So let's talk about the documentary requirements that you need to submit for the step 1. So you may upload a scanned copy or a photo of any of the following: your diploma, your valid school ID if you are still a senior high school student or a college, your certificate of enrollment, certificate of graduation, transcript of records, or your valid PRC ID. If any of these documents are not available on your end, kindly email us at learn@coursebank.ph, and then so we can personally talk to you, and then let's see what are the available documents that you have in for the sending of your documentary requirements. And then would like to remind everyone to kindly fill out the application form completely in order for your application to be successful, so you won't be tagged as pending or rejected. Okay, so once you have completed your Sparta profile, you can already explore your learning pathways, which were already discussed by Sir Nico earlier. So, so how to apply for learning pathway? So these are the learning pathways that were discussed. Then kanina, the data associate, the data steward, the data engineer, the data scientist, the data analyst, and the analytics manager. So if you have already decided which pathway you would like to take, just go to your Sparta profile. Okay. Go to your Sparta profile by clicking the drop down button beside your user account and then click Sparta profile, then apply for a pathway. And then just choose or click the pathway you would like to take. And please take note that you are only allowed to take one pathway at a time. Okay, so once you have clicked a certain pathway, a confirm prompt there's a prompt that will show to confirm if you really want to take that pathway. Just click yes, submit my application, and then the page will direct you again to your Sparta profile, and it will show a pending status because the application process will take 3 to 5 days for us to review your application, especially the documentary requirements that you have submitted. So how will you going to know if you are already approved to your application? You'll receive an email notification from coursebank.ph. Okay, so once you have submitted your application for learning pathways, um, you will also receive your enrollment codes that will be generated in 48 to 72 hours upon approval. So what is the function of this enrollment code? Okay, you will use it to upgrade your access for a certain course from audit to verified. So a verified access will allows you to access the whole content of the course and to give you the certificate. So these enrollment codes again will generate in 48 to 72 hours upon approval. So the step 5 is how to use to upgrade your access to verified. So once you have enrolled a certain course, for example in SP201, you just need to click upgrade to verified tab, and then the page will direct you to the card page where you can paste the code here and then click apply and then place order. So once you have placed your order, there will be a prompt that will show that your coupon code was already added to your basket. Just click again, place order, and then another prompt will show that you have successfully upgraded your course, your access into verified. So you just need to verify your identity by clicking the blue tab provided below and then follow the instructions provided on the tab. So as mentioned earlier, that your enrollment codes will be generated in 48 to 72 hours. Um, but if you really want to take already a certain course in Sparta, you can already take SP101, Getting Grounded on Analytics course, since it is the foundation and a prerequisite course. While waiting for your enrollment codes, you can already take SP101, and you won't need any enrollment codes to access this course since it is free and accessible to every learners. So those are the process and the requirements that you will need in order for you to apply for the scholarship. Just to give you a recap, number one, you need to register and create an account at coursebank.ph. Number two, you need to activate your account. Number three, you need to apply for the scholarship and submit proper documentation. And number four, explore and apply for learning pathway. And lastly, use codes to upgrade to verified. So before I end my presentation, I'll just share with you some of the frequently asked questions that we receive from our applicants. For number one, how many learners or how many learning pathways can I apply to? So again, one learning pathway at a time. After successful completion of one approved learning pathway, a scholar may apply again for another. Next, what is the nature of Sparta MOOCs? Project Sparta courses are online and self-paced. The courses have pre-recorded video lessons from the subject matter experts. For 6 months, you may take and complete a course anytime, anywhere, as long as you have met the course requirements like computer or laptop with Microsoft Excel installed. Are Project Sparta courses free? Yes, Project Sparta courses are free for Project Sparta scholars. So the project is fully funded by the Department of Science and Technology and DOST shirt and implemented by the Development Academy of the Philippines in partnership with the Analytics Association of the Philippines through Course Bank. So it is very important to apply for the scholarship to take the courses for free. So can a college undergraduate apply for a scholarship? How about those who didn't go through senior high school? Yes, college undergrads and those who didn't go through senior high school can apply for a scholarship. Submit your most recent TOR as proof of education. How long can I complete a Project Sparta course? Do the enrollment codes expire? Okay. Upon enrollment in the course, you will have 6 months to finish it. Otherwise, your course progress will be considered void and you will need to re-enroll in the course if you wish to continue with your learning pathway. So, I would like to give a reminder about this one that enrollment codes, when applied, will only be valid for 6 months. So, therefore, it is encouraged to enroll in a course you can focus on at the moment. So each re-enrollment after the 6 month access or 3 month inactivity will grant you only 30 days to additional access to complete the course. So, so the next one is what's the difference between audit and verified access? Audit access allows you to take the course for free. However, some partners may opt to lock certain parts of the course like exit assessments. You will not get a certificate under audit access. Meanwhile, verified is a paid access that gives you full access to the course with a certificate of completion upon passing the course. Project Sparta courses are free under verified access for scholars. Scholars will be given enrollment codes that they will use to upgrade the courses from audit to verified, except for SP 101, which is an honor course and it is free. Will I receive a certificate when I finish a certain course and a learning pathway? You will get a certificate of completion automatically generated from your course bank profile when you finish and pass a Project Sparta course. So meanwhile, you will get a graduation certificate from the Development Academy of the Philippines once you have completed and passed a learning pathway. So if you have already completed your courses, the course bank will send you an email invitation to take the uh, pathway capstone in order for you to get your graduation certificate. So once you have completed this capstone, the final capstone that you need to take for your pathway, the graduation certificate will be generated automatically to your profile tab. So, lastly, what is the minimum passing grade to receive my certificate? You need at least a 70% on your individual assignments and at least a 70% on your overall grade. So those are the frequently asked questions that we receive from our participants and applicants before. So if you are interested to be a Sparta Scholar and wants to secure a scholarship slot through nomination by the Romblon State University, signify your interest by accomplishing this form. The data generated in this survey will be endorsed to respective agencies or organizations for assessment before endorsing to Sparta through RSU. Please encourage your members or the personnel under you to accomplish this form to track their interests and on which pathway they want to enroll with. This will serve as our tracking tool to tell whether your organization has a high interest to be engaged with the Sparta courses. So, with that, the Project Sparta is encouraging everyone to be with one of us in establishing a data literate workforce in the country and be one of us in developing solutions that are data driven for the benefit of all communities with different challenges. Little by little, we can achieve an ecosystem that fosters innovation for sustainable development and long term impact. Be one of us and be a Spartan scholar now. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Jacqueline. And we are hoping that many of our participants who are here with us today from Region 4B MIMAROPA look forward to becoming Project SPARTA scholars. Please stay with us, Miss Jack, for the open forum, which is happening now. And we would like also to invite again Miss Arlene Romasanta, and joining us for the open forum are my colleagues Nico and Miss Roxy Makasait, the marketing lead of Project Sparta. Hello, good afternoon, everyone, again. And while waiting for the questions, please type in your questions pala in the chat box. And we will also read the questions from the Facebook page live, which is being live streamed in RSU FB and Project Sparta FB. While waiting, may I know, or can you please briefly describe to our panelists your tasks in the Project Sparta? Very briefly lang po, ano po yung ating role? Who wants to answer first? Of course, Nico is the DPM. As the DPM, briefly, what is your role in this project?
Hi, am I audible, Miss L?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yun po, I'm working as the deputy project manager handling the marketing, partnership, and events component of Sparta. And currently, I am also leading the events team of Project Sparta, and we conduct these kind of roadshows, conferences that we conduct din naman po usually here in Project Sparta. So, there. Thank you, Miss L.
Thank you, next. Roxy?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Roxy, the marketing lead. Well, my role is to keep everyone updated on social media and anything to do with marketing. So with these road shows, yung mga natatanggap yung email, it's our department.
Thank you, Rox. Do we have Miss Arlene with us? Can you spotlight, please, Maan? Miss Arlene? Okay,
Um,
si Miss Jackie muna. Miss Jack from Course Bank.
And hello again. I am Jacqueline, and I am an instructional design lead of Course Bank. And I'm also handling the discussion boards of the courses. So if you encounter or if you already have access to SP101, you can already communicate with us there.
Do we have Miss Arlene already?
Miss L, I think
Yes.
nag-jump out na po for another meeting po si Miss L. She mentioned to me po. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Nico. And while waiting for the questions, these are some of the common questions that we encountered during our previous online roadshows. Like, some of the scholars realized that, for example, they've taken this pathway and then they realize na, ay, hindi pala ito para sa akin. The question is, I think this is for Miss Jack, can a scholar jump to another pathway while not finishing the first pathway that he or she has taken? Miss Jack?
Yes, you can change your certain pathway. You can change a certain pathway, but you are only allowed to change it once po. So but your request to change your pathway is under review. So we will review your request first, and it will take maybe 10 to 14 days to generate your new codes for the new pathway that you would like to take.
Okay. But what if the scholar fails in one or two courses? Pwede pa ba siyang magtuloy?
Yes po, they can still continue, but we suggest again. So for the design of the course, 70% of the course is designed to have a 70% passing rate. So if you failed a certain assessment or output, we highly suggest to uh, fill out our reconsideration request form to retake a certain course. So, hindi po namin kayo pababayaan kapag medyo nag-fail po tayo sa certain course. So, we suggest to fill out the form that we will provide to you to retake the evaluation so we can help you to improve your answers and uh, uh, to get more feedback from your peers in order to improve and to learn more from the course. So again, to answer the question, um, you still need to pass a certain course, but if you fail, you can reach us out by filling out the reconsideration request form. So in order for you to pass a certain course. So that's it, Miss
Yeah,
Alinar.
thanks. You said na hindi natin pababayaan ang scholars once they took the pathway. So, are there any community inside the Sparta which they can ask for help or yung mentorship or magpapa-tutorial? Meron po bang ganon na tulungan?
So we have a Facebook group where the learners can uh, communicate and collaborate with each other. For example, in SP201, the learners are required to have a survey, for example. So if you will visit or if you will join the community group, makikita mo yung mga learners, they are helping each other to complete their surveys. And there are some questions also from our learners. And the SMEs, the subject matter experts, can also answer the queries of the learners. And also, we also have the discussion boards per courses. So if you have a technical or content related questions of about a certain course, you can already post your questions there, and we are glad to assist you with those questions.
But some of our scholars are no government employees or are working in private or in the academy. So sabayan, they're working while at the same time they're taking Sparta. Okay lang ba? Sumasagot ba si SME or Spartan scholars at nights or in late hours? Or maghihintay na lang kinabukasan ng response?
For that, Miss Eleanor, every day we are checking the discussion boards and our emails. So for example, from 8 to 6 p.m., we are monitoring the queries of the learners. So if a certain learner posted a question, for example, 9 p.m. in the evening, so we all know that all of us were already resting that time. So we highly suggest to wait until the morning to receive our answers to your queries. And for the content related queries, we are forwarding the questions to the SMEs. So, and the SMEs are actively answering the queries and some of the uh, suggestions of the learners, especially in the discussion boards.
Thank you so much, Miss Jack. And I know you and the course bank are very hardworking. And I know and we know marami po tayo mga sinasagot from the Sparta scholars. How about on the side of the Project Sparta sa FB page natin? Sinong sumasagot sa inquiries doon, Rox?
So yeah, when it comes to your inquiries, we do have a automated chatbot. So meron kasing mga questions that are very, we get them very often. So we've got the FAQs, which you can access straight away. Pero sometimes there are one-off questions. We try to answer them, but though we do have office hours, so we try to be active then. Pero minsan, meron din mga Sparta behind the scenes that are awake at night that do reply to your queries. So yun, just message lang and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.
Thank you. And Miss Roxy is with RV. yung
Yes.
kanina pong game master natin. And before we read the questions from our chat box, we'd like to acknowledge some of our participants like we have from DOST and DICT. We also have from St. Mary's College of Marinduque. We have from the engineering department of RSU. What else? Kanina nakakita ako ng questions eh. And our marketing team is also answering those questions. I saw
Okay.
one technical question here. Nawala na ako. Baka nabasa mo yon, Nico.
I
I
think,
think,
Miss Alice, is a difference between the data associate. I'm not sure if this has been answered already. The data associate and the data analyst pathway. Number one, in terms of the nature of job that you have right now, it is highly advised for data associates, for those who are starters who do not have or who have less knowledge on data science and analytics. But it is advised if you are already practicing analysis of data in human resources, in operations management, um, and in financial operations. You may also you are highly advised to take the data analyst pathway. And in terms of the courses that you need to take under each pathway, actually they do have five common courses. Then yung unique doon sa data associate pathway is the SQL or the SQL for business users. Then yung unique courses naman po doon sa data analyst pathway na wala sa data associate is yung storytelling using data and the data-driven research fundamental. So yun naman po yung kanilang differences in terms of the courses that you need to take. So ayun po, and to give you a recap, yung required courses po for data associate are 6 and wala pang required na elective, while sa data analyst pathway po, you are required to take 7 courses and at least 3 electives. So ayun po, and data analyst pathway, you can already complete that since all these courses, all 7 courses and the electives are already complete in the course map. Thank you, Ms. L.
yeah, thanks, Nix. Speaking of courses, what can I just take an elective course instead of taking a whole pathway of courses? Like for example, interested ako sa course ng Sparta with GSPDM with our graduate school yon, Miss Jack, which is the SP1006 with Dr. Lloyd Bautista. Can I just take that elective course?
Okay, so for the elective course, yes, you may, but we highly suggest to take a certain pathway kasi sayang po yung opportunity. So, kung habang nandito po, let's grab it na. So, we highly suggest to take a certain pathway in order for you to get the certificates for each courses and a graduation certificate as well.
Yeah, sayang no because this is a full scholar. Wala talaga silang babayaran. But there should be a parang contract between the partner or the organization, for example, RSU, and their endorsed scholars para matapos yung courses or yung pathway para naman hindi masayang, di ba? And speaking of which, you're talking about the pathways kanina, Nick. Since a lot of us or the participants here are from the academic and government agencies, would you suggest a better pathway to take o yung makakatulong sa career development natin?
Actually, I attended some of the meetings that we have here in Sparta, and of course, we are also conducting meetings with different government agencies, just like we had yesterday with DPWH. Talaga pong they are investing and making actions po na mas magkaroon tayo ng mas maraming data stewards po sa ating mga government offices. Okay, but it's not limited to that, pero mas applicable lang po siguro yung ginagawa natin because the government officials or government employees are more of doing the monitoring of data, and marami talagang tinatrabaho ng data when we work in the government agencies. Thank you, Ms. L.
That's very correct. And I'd like to read one question here from RSU, and this comes from Mr. Ray Ramos. I'm sure nasagot na to kanina, but we'd like to again reiterate our answer. The question is, how long will it take for a track or pathway for data associate, that is, to complete? And is there a maximum period or limited timeline to complete the pathway? Salamat daw po. Who wants to answer?
In completing the pathway, I think we can ask Miss Jacqueline. Pero in terms of taking each course, lalo na dun sa data associate pathway, since it is self-paced, but I think it in average siguro kaya nating makatapos ng isang course in 3 to 4 weeks. So siguro ilang weeks lang din siguro, or ilang for a few months, we will be able to finish the data associate pathway. But again, it depends on our pacing, it depends on our availability as well in taking these courses po. So it can be faster, it can be, it can take longer. Miss Jackie, you want to add some more, please? Thank you.
So, for the design of the course po, so if you're wondering gaano ba katagal ko pwedeng tapusin ang isang course, so the design of our courses is like the training hour for the face-to-face training hour that we have. Usually, we have 8 hour, for example, 1 day training, it contains 8 hour course. So, it's also the same with our courses. For example, a certain course, SP101, it contains 5 courses and, sorry, 5 weeks. So for week one, for example, it contains 2 hours. So week one, we have 2 hours design content, and then we'll just multiply it by 5. So we have 10-hour training hours for a certain course. So it's just a sample for our design courses.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Miss Jack and Nix. And here's one more question from Miss Katrina S. Chua. And it goes, how does a data associate differ from a data analyst?
Yeah, I think Miss L, ito po ata yung na-answer kong question kanina po. The data analyst po, yung difference po nila in terms of the courses, yung associate po, yung kanyang pagkakaiba with the analyst is may SQL siya for business users. Then yung sa data analyst po, meron naman siya nawala sa associate, meron siyang storytelling using data and data-driven research fundamentals po. Yan po, thank you.
Okay.
Aline,
Yes, Rox, go ahead.
just to add to the conversation that was had earlier about, I think a lot of people are so fixated so how much time it takes to complete the course or how many hours it takes. I think as students, you should also try to understand that you have to understand what you're learning as well. Don't just try to speed through the course just for the sake of a certificate. Kasi pag natapos nyo to, it opens up opportunities talaga for you to get, good jobs. It opens up opportunities for you to have new skills. Tsaka every course that is here is carefully curated and designed by subject matter experts. Lahat naman yan, they went through a panel of people and they're really experts in their field. So take the opportunity to not just earn the certificate, but to really learn from these subject matter experts. Because they're really great. There are people from the corporate setting, there are people from the Analytics Association. So ayun, may ano naman, take the opportunity talaga.
That's very right. And as Miss Arlene Roma Santa, as discussed earlier, di ba, she gave us a very vivid picture of the benefits of the DSA and how it can help us in our career, in our organization, and eventually in solving the problems of our country.
Tsaka don't be so literal. Like I think a lot of people have this thought na if it's data science and analytics, it's only applicable to like IT related things. I personally didn't finish an IT course. I finished in marketing and public relations. So, and we do use data every day. So, yun, take that into consideration lang, that it's very broad. You can use it to a lot of things, a lot of subjects, whether you're a teacher, whether you're in marketing, whether you're even in art. you can use data anywhere now.
And this is a very great opportunity also for our students from the senior high up to the college and even yung mga postgraduates natin to retool or upskill, di
Yes,
ba?
correct.
And thanks for that, Roxy. And we have another question from RSU, and she's May Stella. What's that? For Nal. So sabi niya, I am from RSU and currently a Sparta scholar, though my verified certificate is yet to be issued for the first course for quite some time now. Do I need to submit my name to RSU? Mix,
For
paano ba to? Ah, sige, Miss Jack.
Miss Jacqueline, go ahead po.
the concern is the certificate po, no? So for the certificate po for your first course, we highly suggest to email us at learn@coursebank.ph so we can personally assist you in generating your certificate.
Thank you, Miss Jack. And here's another question from Mr. Ray Ramos of RSU. With the minimum passing score of 70%, what type of assessment will be given to the scholars? Does this assessment has taken into consideration the internet connectivity and resources? For example, time, PC, laptop, gadget of scholars? I think he's asking about the assessment, type of assessment for getting that 70% passing grade. Ano ba yung ano?
I'm
Do we
referring
have
to
quizzes?
evaluation, examination. Is it a written exam? Is it an exercise? So what
Yes.
kind of examination or evaluation that you have, and to make sure that the student will get the 70% passing?
Thank you, Mr. Ray,
Thank you
for
po.
clarifying. Who wants to answer?
Okay. Thank you, Sir Ray, for the question po. So regarding the designs that we have for the assessments, we have objective type of assessments like multiple choice on true or false and any other objective type of assessments, but it is depends on the nature of the course. So there are courses that contains pre-graded assignments which learners need to take, like essays or some um, projects that they need to submit. So most of the designs are objective type of assessments and capstones. So, but again, it is depends on the design of a certain course. So, for example, in SP101, since it is the general course, it contains multiple choice of assessment, for example, and it may also contain an essay type of assessment. So there are also courses which are um, for example, advanced courses, which contains some pre-graded assignments and capstones, which is more um, advanced in terms of their assessments. So I I hope I answered your question, Sir Ray, for the designs of the assessments po.
Yeah. Can I add na lang din po, just to take advantage of my question? I just posted on the chat box in relation to the requirement, like someone I think responded to the type of computer, yung specifications, and there might be a lot of students who wanted to enroll as a scholar from the University of Romblon State U, but most of them, because I'm teaching engineering classes, and most of them don't have PC or laptop. They're using cell phone. And if we want to encourage the students to enroll in Sparta, they might not be able to comply with the assessment. That's one of my worries, how we could be able to encourage our students to enroll, considering that they have only a very minimal gadget like cell phone, unless they have to use the university computer center, something like that. Thank you.
Yeah, can I share my thoughts, Miss L? With that, sir, there is already a partnership naman po between DAP or Sparta and RSU po. So I think if this will be allowed po, no, this will be an internal decision na po within the university if the students will be allowed to use the university facilities for taking the Sparta courses. So aside from this input, no, on the question that you provided, um, there are also, or I think there are a lot of tech for ed centers, or these are the e-community centers that we have in different local government units here in the Philippines, specifically in Mimaropa. And I would like to actually recognize some of my colleagues po, no, and the director po of DICT Mimaropa. Then sila po kasi yung nag-i-implement and nakikipag-partner sa mga local government units in establishing po these Tech for Ed Centers. So ano po ba yung Tech for Ed Center? So bali may platform po sila, and they also allow po no yung ating mga students, yung ating mga stakeholders, no, in general public po, na kung saan makakagamit po sila ng free use of computers and free internet connection po. And I think this is ito po ay initiative po ng Department of Information and Communications Technology. So I think that's
Sir Nico,
one then po
Sir
that could
Nico,
address. Go ahead, Sir Ray.
maybe one of the concern ko lang din, yes, I also acknowledge that because I think the LGU and the ICT and even RSU have this kind of collaboration. However, what we are currently experiencing right now, social distancing, so we cannot maximize the DICT resources on that matter. So nandun pa rin yung mobility ng mga estudyante to use this facility offered by DICT or other LGU. Yun lang yung concern ko. I really wanted na sana maraming, especially engineering students, to avail this kind of uh, uh, opportunity, no? Kasi pambihira lang to eh, hindi to naibibigay, no, for within 3 years, I don't know, no? Hopefully sana masustain din ng DAP at saka DUST. But I really wanted, kasi there are potential engineering students who will become a data associate or data managers in the future. And through this SPARTA program, they might be able to, enhance their potential and eventually their competencies in terms of data science. Yun lang po yung concern ko na medyo kumparin tayo sa mobility because of the pandemic. Thank you po.
Thank you, Sir Ray. I agree po with that, no, with the restrictions po, no, that we still have. But of course, we are in high hopes na, no, na hindi na po tayo magkakaroon ng surge kasi ito po, I think this is beyond, no, our control. But at least, no, if in case that the situation improves on, we have these available resources that we can utilize in order for us to use, to take the Sparta courses po. Thank you so much, Sir Ray po.
Yes, thank you, Sir Ray. Thanks, Nix.
Thank you rin
And I
po.
think also like to invite in this open forum ang ating pong kasama from AAP, si Miss Ingrid Del Rosario Taniedo. I think she has something to say to address the issue or concern. Miss Ingrid?
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi guys. Sorry baka medyo maglag ako, medyo mahina yung connection. But regarding po din sa question ni Sir on the technicalities and the capabilities ng mga tools na gagamitin ng mga estudyante, no? Siguro let's take it on another discussion para mas ma-identify natin what will be the best solution to consider or to take on those challenges. Kasi the MOOCs po talaga, sir, is available online, and when we do the exercises dun sa mga courses natin, baka hindi rin po ma-achieve yung goal or yung objective ng mga activities, because it's really hard to do, say, some analytics activities or paano ba, how will I say it? Say, when we use an Excel tool, very impossible kasi na ma-execute natin siya appropriately using a cell phone, no? So it is actually a requirement talaga to use a laptop for doing the exercises. However, I'm not sure po, baka there will be parang other considerations that we might take into, no, when we do that. But as of the moment that the courses are all online, the MOOCs are all online, available online, we really need an internet connection and a laptop, and also wala pa po tayong available na downloadable materials for that. Hindi rin po siya possible na mada-download natin lahat sa courses offline. So yun. I hope that helps.
Thank you, Miss Ingrid, for clarifying that. Our technical staff will try to address all your questions. I think we still have more questions in the chat box, but in the interest of time, I think that will be our last question for this online roadshow, and I hope it's okay with all of you. And for those also who have posted their questions in the Facebook page. Our marketing lead, Miss Roxy Makasaet, will try to address all your questions
Yeah.
after this event. Pero hanggang 6 p.m. lang, sabi nga ni Roxy. So
Well, I
thank
know
you
we
so
will work
much.
hard to answer all your questions. So just message us lang.
Yes, I agree. We've all been working hard to make this project implementation a success. Remember, hindi po forever itong Project Scholar na to. So, enroll na po tayo. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, especially to our students and to our government employees who wants to retool and upskill their capabilities and skills. And so we'd like to thank our panelists for being with us today and for effortlessly answering all the questions. Miss Jack, thank you so much and hope to see you again in our next online roadshow. Roxy, Nico, and Miss Ingrid, marami pong salamat. Hindi pa po tayo tapos because we still have more speakers. So, let me segue from that open forum. Marami pong salamat. The need for the integration of data science and information communications technology is imperative to improve the delivery of government services. And now, to give the final note and acknowledgements, please allow me the pleasure of introducing Director Frankie A. Fran. He's the Director of Training Services Office of Romblon State University. Mr. Frankie Aspira Fran is the Director of Training Services Office of RSU. He also served as an Instructor 1 under the College of Education, handling specialization subjects for mathematics education. He's a graduate of Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Math at RSU in 2014. Ang galing mo naman, sir. He pursued his graduate studies in the same university and graduated in Master in Educational Management and Master of Arts in Education, major in Math, degrees in 2018 and 2020 respectively. He is currently a graduating student under the Graduate Certificate in Distance Education Program of UP Open University or UPOU. Friends, I now give you Director Frankie A. Fran from RSU. Hi, Sir Fran. Good afternoon.
Opo, good afternoon. I am audible. Am I audible po?
Yes po, sir. Go ahead.
Okay po. Thank you so much po, Miss Ellie. And again, maraming salamat. Very interactive. Mukhang na-reach po namin ang aming target na to have a very interactive roadshow mula sa MIMAROPA. So once again, good afternoon everyone. Romblon State University's collaboration with the Development Academy of the Philippines through Project SPARTA was once a dream. But here we are making another milestone, not only for Romblon State University, but to all institutions and agencies in MIMAROPA and beyond. This roadshow opened the doors for more opportunities and strengthened our partnerships and collaborations with our neighboring provinces. In today's roadshow, we have understood data science and analytics, its importance, and applications in our respective professions and careers. An overview about Project Sparta and the different learning pathways and opportunities were also provided. Likewise, nomination and application processes were emphasized to guide you on the different things that you need to remember. We do hope that you have gained meaningful insights from today's activity. Our dear participants, this is only the beginning, and we hope to receive your applications for endorsement to Project Sparta. This roadshow will never be successful without the people behind it. With all the touch-based meetings, committee meetings, continuous communications, and other preparations just to make this event a successful one. Please allow me to acknowledge the people behind the success of this activity. Of course, coming from the Development Academy of the Philippines, headed by their president, Attorney Engelbert Caronan Jr., and of course to the Sparta project lead that here is with us, Dr. Alan S. Cajes, to the Sparta project manager, nakasama po namin lagi sa mga meetings, Miss Rhea Geraldino, and of course to our vibrant speakers for today that have provided a lot of information na sa tingin ko naman na-address yung ating mga concerns. Of course, Miss Arlene Roma Santa, Miss Jacqueline Sanggalang, and of course, Sir Nico Visperas, na lagi din po namin kausap from time to time when we do some meetings po, and we really appreciate their support. And of course, our ating event host natin ngayon na ready talaga all the time. Talagang marami po kami natutunan sa kanila. And of course, Miss L, maraming salamat. And to our partner, lagi talaga namin itong kapartner, lagi namin kausap, Sir Daniel Rosero, thank you so much for your support, continuous support kahit na po na gabi na kami nag-uusap para lang ma-settle lahat ng mga dapat pong maayos. Thank you so much po. And of course, to the logistic team of Sparta, behind the background music, ito pong mga deck cards, sila po, maraming salamat po sa inyong support. And of course, sa part naman po ng Romblon State University, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Miriam P. Katahimani, our university president, sa buong suporta po para mapaayos itong Project Sparta, and for the engagement and signing the Memorandum of Understanding. And of course, to Dr. Tomas T. Famiñal, our VP for Administration and Finance for the proposal, to Dr. Emeline R. Villanueva, to Dr. Vilcian F. Cervantes, na siya po talaga namin kasama simula pa lamang. Unang-unang meeting namin, nandito na po talaga si Sir Bill. Up to now, na nandito din po, nakasama po natin. Maraming salamat po sa support. And of course, our Attorney Glenn Nino Sartilio, na siya pong unang-unang nag-submit ng recommendation po sa amin kung sino pong ino-nominate. Sir, thank you for being here. And of course, to our partner locally here in Romblon State University, our OIC Director for Office of Media and Public Affairs, Director Charivel Ferranco, and Sir Jerry J. Fornal. And of course, to our college deans, campus and institute directors, office directors, unit heads, teaching and non-teaching personnel na nagbigay po ng time na makapag-attend po dito, maraming salamat. And of course, to my local counterparts po dito sa Training Services Office, Ma'am Vanessa Dungog, Ma'am Maria Cristina Magapan, Engineer Gaku, thank you so much. And of course, the last but not the least, to our dear participants, maraming salamat po, especially din po sa lahat ng mga regional directors na pumayag po na kayo po ay umattend, to the university and college presidents, provincial agency heads, directors, officers, division superintendents, provincial governors na makasama po nating mga LGU, mga municipal mayors po, and to all the participants coming from the different state universities and colleges, local universities and colleges, private higher education institutions, public and private elementary and secondary schools, local government units, national government agencies, especially po sa DICT and DOST. Thank you so much po, and non-government agencies and organizations of MIMAROPA and other regions all throughout the Philippines. When we have our pre-registration, marami po kami nakita na nag-register, not only from the MIMAROPA, but of course, galing din sa mga ibang regions. At ngayon po tinitingnan ko po ang ating attendance sa Zoom. Hindi po talaga siya nagbabawas. 170, nagraran lang talaga siya to 160 to 170, na talaga pong nagpapakita that they're really interested sa Project Sparta, at hindi po kami nagkamali na kayo po ay makapartner. Maraming salamat po sa support sa DAP po, lalo po sa DAP. Sir Daniel, maraming salamat po talaga. Thank you so much po. This event will never be successful without the support of everyone. At kung may nakalimutan man po ako, maraming salamat po ulit. And God bless po sa ating lahat. Once again, this is Romblon State University, serving with honor and excellence. Marami pong salamat.
At marami pong salamat sa inyo, Director Frankie, for all your hard work and patience. And this will not be possible without your coordination, sir. Marami pong salamat din. And to formally end the event, or this event, may we now call on Dr. Alan Escajes. He's the Vice President and Sparta Project Lead of the Development Academy of the Philippines, and he's my boss. Doc Alan, are you there?
Hi, Ellie.
Hi, sir. Go ahead po.
Hello, everyone. My warm greetings to the officials of Romblon State University, led by President Dr. Miriam Mani, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Emeline Villanueva, Vice President for Administration and Finance, Dr. Tomas Familial, Vice President for Research and Extension, Development and Innovation, Dr. Bilshan Sarbanez, our Chief Administrative Officer, Attorney Glenn Nino Sartilio, the Director of Training Services Office, Mr. Frankie Tan, Department of Information and Communications Technology, Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center Chief Information Technology Officer, Ms. Arlene Romasanda, officials and representatives of MIMAROPA region and Sparta partners from Course Bank and the Analytics Association of the Philippines, our guests and attendees. Fellow Spartans, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. In 2015, the World Bank conducted a study showing that data has intrinsic economic value. Data is now being collected, stored, shared, and sold. There are sellers, traders, and buyers of data. Right now, a 2 GB of data is worth 50 pesos, and it will expire in 3 days. The same World Bank study also showed that data, especially open government data, they have positive impacts. These positive impacts or benefits include the following. Number one, data can foster economic growth and job creation by reducing information asymmetry. Number two, data can improve efficiency and coverage of public services through evidence-based decision-making. Number three, data can increase transparency, accountability, and citizen participation by empowering and engaging our stakeholders. Number four, data can improve information sharing within organizations, especially in government, because faster access to data can hasten the process of policy and decision making. Each organization produces data as a byproduct of its operations. As we generate more data, and as our stakeholders, including oversight agencies, demand the use of data in decision making, we need to have the right competencies to respond to this challenge. Data science and data analytics are competencies that we must learn to become relevant, effective, and efficient organizations. Our message during the first Sparta conference in 2019 remains valid. Filipinos can benefit from learning about data science and data analytics in at least two ways, we said. First, through the employment opportunities for our data scientists and data analysts. And second, by harnessing their expertise in solving socioeconomic problems at the national and local levels, as well as creating public and customer value through new products, improved services, and evidence-based policies. For these reasons, the Department of Science and Technology and its partner institutions, the Development Academy of the Philippines, Course Bank, and the Analytics Association of the Philippines, encourage you to explore the power of data science and data analytics to promote good governance and stimulate economic growth in your region. We are glad that you take on the challenge. Our gratitude to our partner, Romblon State University, for actively participating in our efforts to further the data science and data analytics ecosystem in our country. Thank you for helping us in making this online event possible and successful. Your vision towards a data-driven MIMAROPA region really coincides with our shared goal of a data-driven Philippines. We also hope that you continue to promote science and technology initiatives in your university and push for the integration of data science and data analytics in your engineering education and accountancy programs. On behalf of our DAP president, my colleagues in the SPARTA project, my deepest appreciation to everyone who contributed to this successful roadshow. This moment marks another milestone in our efforts to foster the data science and data analytics practice in the Philippines. As SPARTA continues in its second year, let us all keep working together towards a smarter MIMAROPA and ultimately a smarter Philippines. Maraming salamat po sa ating lahat.
Maraming salamat, Dr. Alan S. Cajes, for emphasizing the importance of empowering the citizens and for having the right competencies to respond to the challenges of the time and for encouraging our participants to become Sparta scholars, especially from the Region 4B of MIMAROPA. Today's event provided us the opportunity to witness the upcoming collaboration between the DAP Project SPARTA and the Region 4B MIMAROPA. And we commend the Romblon State University under the leadership of Dr. Miriam P. Katahaymani for your hard work and commitment towards improving the lives of your constituents and your academic institution. And to seal this beginning of the partnership between the DAP Project SPARTA and Region 4B MIMAROPA and the RSU, please turn on your web cameras. Mag-on po tayo ng webcam natin and let's have this photo session. Everyone, may I see your warmest smiles? Maan, when you're ready. Ako pala yung wala. Sorry po. Maan, can you count please? Or Nico?
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Next. 1, 2, 3. Another. 1, 2, 3.
Were you able to cover everyone, Jessa? Lahat po ay nakuhanan na?
Hindi po naka-video on yung iba. Pero lahat po ng nag-video on, na-cover naman po.
Because Roxy will post this in our FB page, right, Rox?
Yes, we will. You'll see your faces on Facebook.
Yeah, hindi pa po tayo tapos. May I have your undivided attention again for the playing of the Romblon State University hymn.
State University.
Thank you for your attention. And hindi pa po tayo tapos. Sandali lamang po. We'd like to announce the winners of the Kahoot contest earlier. Kung nandyan pa po kayo. The winners are Mr. Dane Fradeja, Sander Pihan, CJ Moises, si Miss Mary Rose Abueva, Joshua Curada, and si John Ronel M. Abris. And we'd like to remind you that you should email your contact information, Kahoot nickname, name, mobile phone number, email address, and home address to malyari@dap.edu.ph. After receiving your prizes, we are highly encouraging you to post a photo showing your prizes and tag Project Sparta. And tag the Project Sparta's Facebook page in your post and use the hashtags hashtag Sparta Mimaropa and hashtag Sparta and Spartan ako. Ayan, congratulations to all our winners. Again, we would like to thank everyone for joining and participating in this very rare opportunity. We also express our gratitude to our speakers, Ms. Arlene Romasanta, Ms. Jacqueline Sangalang, and the officers and students from Romblon State U, with special thanks, of course, to Director Frankie A. Fran for all your efforts and support in making this initiative a success. Salamat po. Please stay tuned for more data science analytics events in the future and of course in collaboration with our partners. Please feel free to reach us through our Sparta website, sparta.dap.edu.ph, and we value your feedback. So before we all leave, please accomplish our evaluation form. I think the link is already posted in the chat box. And for your certificate of attendance, please also accomplish the survey form and attendance sheet already posted in the chat box. Please note that your certificate will not be released unless you were able to accomplish this form. Make sure to input your full name and email address. Marami pong salamat. Kudos to the project team of Sparta and Romblon State University, and congratulations to all of us. And ang sabi nga rin po ni Secretary Carl of NEDA, please share the good news, and Project Sparta is one of those good news during this time of pandemic. Tapos na po tayo. Marami pong salamat for attending. This has been your host. I'm Eleanor Santos of the Development Academy of the Philippines, and this is the Sparta Online Roadshow with Region 4, MIMAROPA.
That was an excellent hosting, Miss Santos.
Salamat po, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ingat po lagi.
Yeah, same here.
Maan, music please.
Maraming salamat po, Miss El. Lahat
Thank you po.
sa Sparta. Thank you.
Hope to see
Mamani,
you
thank you sa
soon.
lahat po ng VPs at Sir Glenn. Thank you so much po. Sana nga po.
Yeah, see you
Sir
soon
Dane and
po
Sir
in
Nico,
our future
thank you.
meetings.
Thank you po, Sir Fran.
Thank you po, Sir Fran.
Thank you po. Ingat po ang lahat.
Thank you po.
Phil, thank you.
Thank you po.
Bye-bye po. Pwede na po
everyone.
mag-log out.
Thank you
Bye-bye
again.
po. God bless po.